the whole idea, before we get into the model today, I really want to set the stage to help us all understand that the real estate market has changed. I think we can all agree on the fact that the real estate market has changed, and what worked in 20 and 21 as far as just showing up, opening doors, talking to the next buyer or the next seller that kind of came your way isn't working today. How do we generate more appointments for our real estate business? It's a question that often comes up, and it's a question that we solve with our Sheridan Street Appointment Engine. My name is Cody from Sheridan Street. We help real estate agents and real estate teams set more appointments with their database, and if they don't have a database, we help them build the database and set more appointments. In today's video, I want to walk you through the Sheridan Street model. I want to walk you through what we call the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine to give you clarity on what we do for real estate teams all across North America. And we've had the opportunity to see under the hood of some of the largest teams and what they do in order to speak with more people from their database, in order to get more deals under contract, in order to have more appointments. And I want to walk you through step by step what that process looks like. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my iPad screen. I'm going to walk you through what we call the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine. So the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine was really designed to help real estate agents book more appointments from Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube, TikTok ads, whatever source you're generating leads from. We want to help you set more appointments. A little bit about me. My name is Cody from Sheridan Street. Like I mentioned, I'm the co-author for the book, The Mindset and Business Blueprint for Your Life of Purpose. And I also am the co-host of the Origin podcast. Our expertise has been featured on many different publications, and I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress on you that what we are doing is working across North America to help agents set more appointments. So the whole idea, before we get into the model today, I really want to set the stage to help us all understand that the real estate market has changed. I think we can all agree on the fact that the real estate market has changed, and what worked in 20 and 21 as far as just showing up, opening doors, talking to the next buyer or the next seller that kind of came your way isn't working today. The things that we did in 20 and 21 are not working today. It's requiring a lot more conversations in order to get appointments because there are so many different things that are happening in the marketplace. And my belief is quite simple. All conversion happens in conversation. If we truly believe that all conversion happens in conversation, we are going to put a large amount of emphasis in this market on not only just having more conversations, but also having better conversations. And I want to show you how we solve for that today. We solve for that with the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine. So this first model I want to walk you through is really the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine in its entirety. So clients generally come to us because they have this problem where either A, they don't have enough leads in their database to feed the team, which we can solve for, or B, they have leads in their database, but they know they need to generate more. They're just not necessarily sure how. So what we do in our job over here is to really focus on driving more leads into the database. But we don't want to just drive leads. We want to drive the right type of leads. So we, in the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine, take care of all of your lead gen. So the cool thing about what we're up to and what we're doing is everything that we do is branded and also exclusive to you. Why is this important? The reason that this is important is picture you see a video in your feed or on YouTube and it is somebody's face. People tend to buy from people they trust, they know, and they like. We want to make sure that the first piece of content they see has some sort of your branding attached to the actual ad, because it starts the process off even easier. Where when we start with branded and exclusive lead gen, it allows us to convert better on the back end. And how we do that for you is we have tons of different strategies that we can roll out, but we essentially say, okay, maybe the solution for you is TikTok. Maybe the solution for you is Facebook. Maybe it's a little bit of Instagram as well. Maybe the solution for you is a mix of Google and Facebook, or maybe it's YouTube. Whatever platform we feel will get you the best result, we're going to run ads on. So no matter what platform you're looking to market on, we have media buyers that work on your behalf in order to drive the leads into your database, because fundamentally all conversion happens in conversation. Now, the next pillar that I'm going to walk you through is something we call speed. So I think we all understand in the real estate space that the faster that we follow up with leads, the better results we're going to have. Like, we're 100 times more likely to get the actual prospect if we just call them quickly. Now, for the most part, we understand that, but if we're in a buyer presentation, or we're in a listing consult, or we are writing an offer or doing a contract, very hard to create speed in a business because you're doing other things. And even if you're a real estate team lead, you have agents on your team, they're likely not calling the leads. And maybe you're sitting there being like, man, these people are just not calling their leads. We want to send every lead that comes into your database to our call center and to an assigned agent that can quickly follow up with them. And I'm going to explain to you a few ways that we do this. So in the context of speed, I'm also going to walk you through what we do around the third pillar, which is frequency. Because in order to generate conversion, it's not just speed, it's also frequency. Now, how we generate conversion and how we get them to that point of wanting to have a conversation with you is we use a few things. So the first thing that we use is AI. So say, for example, it's 2 a.m. and somebody is inquiring about a specific property. We want to make sure we can have a conversation with them. Everyone in your office is probably asleep. Even if it's 10 p.m. at night, potentially everyone's in your office is either asleep, or they're busy, or they're with family. So we leverage AI technology, and we actually use ChatGPT in order to set up a chatbot that speaks like you, that speaks in your mannerism, and we take a lot of the information and a lot of things that you post online in order to create a chatbot like you. So we use AI. We also hire, train, retain, and onboard an inside sales agent that can actually call and text back your lead. So say, for example, the chatbot gets tripped up and they can't respond to anything. You still have a follow-over option, which is your ISA, which is dialing for you on a consistent basis, not just speed-wise, but also with frequency. So when we work with clients, they have access to our call center, and they also have access to an assigned agent that is actually assigned to their account that is responding to text messages alongside of the chatbot to create the speed. But the other element of what we do with the frequency and with the speed is we are dialing. So we're dialing, we're emailing, we're texting, we're responding. It's that mixture of everything that creates what we're going to get to in a second. The other thing inside of the context of frequency is something we call lifetime nurture. So for the lifetime that you are in our program, there are built out email and text message sequences that are automated, that are meant to drive response. And there's also this proprietary system we call Deal of the Week. That's a quick form you fill out every week. And it's that consistent, persistent, frequent response that we give, or the information that we give to the prospect, so that they actually want to read, open, and respond to our information, so we can ultimately create a conversation, because fundamentally all conversions happen in conversation. So like, we essentially say that it's 80% us and it's 20% you. What do we mean by that? It's like, we take care of the lead gen, we take care of the nurture, we take care of all the follow-up, we set up your chatbots to make sure it's working, so nothing's falling through the cracks. And all you and your team have to do is pick up the phone and use some scripts that we created in order to get an in-person meeting. 80% us, 20% you. Because if we fundamentally believe that all conversion happens in conversation, this becomes a huge, huge focus for us to have that first conversation. Our job is to get you on the phone with more prospects that want to potentially buy or sell real estate. That's what we're up to with the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine, because we know that if we can do lead gen, we can do speed, we can do frequency, we could connect you with more people that are ready. What would that do for your business? What would that do for your business if you were able to, on a daily basis, without lifting a finger, make thousands of calls and speak with 1, 2, 3 people every single day that are interested in buying or selling real estate? What would that do for your business? Now, generally what happens is when clients come to us is they rely on ready business. Now, the issue with that is they neglect this part that actually allows you to have this, the ready clients. Now, when they work with ready clients, they generally end up working with referrals. And referrals are great, but the issue with referrals is no one, unfortunately, wakes up in the morning thinking about how they can refer Tom, Fred, Teresa, Trisha more business. Like, no one wakes up in the morning thinking about that. We have to build a system that creates that. Ready business does not just come to you. Ready business is actually created through time, systems, and processes that actually drive the ready business. And that is the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine. Now, the cool thing about all of this working on the back end is what ends up happening is when you have this installed in your business, all you have to do is you just have to let your magic take over. There's a few things that you have to learn how to do, how to have some effective conversations with the database. But ultimately, what we're trying to drive for you is more ready conversations so that you can get more people from contract to close. But what we forget is everything on this side of the line here ultimately creates the ready business. So that's what we're up to. Now, I'm going to walk you through really quickly what this looks like and how you could either use the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine to do this, or how you could potentially do this yourself. So the first element in order to actually create conversion and get more ready people is what you need to install in your business is what we call lifetime nurture. Now, we do this for you already, but this is consistent and persistent communication with people that are in your database. So if you generate 100 leads a month or 50 leads or 25 leads, they're not going to convert right away. And I'm going to walk you through that in a little bit of detail, but we essentially say we need at least 3 touch points a week. So that's essentially what we recommend to all of our clients is 3 touch points per week. And for the sake of this video, I don't have the time to explain what those touch points are, but this could be something as simple as the deal of the week, which we've done training on in the past. This could be something as like a market update. This could be something that we talk about in our email launch calendar that all of our clients have access to called Story Lesson Offer that takes people inside your world. But there needs to be some form of lifetime nurture that actually drives the ready conversation. So we call that lifetime nurture. Now, the next thing that every single real estate business needs to have is you need to have an IDX. Because if you look at Zillow as a platform, what essentially are they doing? Zillow as a platform is taking people's information, they're running ads, they are driving people to a portal, and they're setting people up on property alerts. So what they're essentially doing is they have an IDX component, and what they do here is they do e-alerts. So every time a new property comes on the market, they essentially get an email. And that's essentially what Zillow is doing. Like, this is Zillow's business model. And this is how Zillow prints money. This is what we help our clients install in their business, is a Zillow-like portal that allows them to get more people that are actively searching for properties. And then what we do is we actually install an ISA here at the top to call those people that are in the IDX. And what we do is we have what we call the viewed property script. So say, for example, somebody is looking at 123 Banana Street. What we're going to do is we're going to call them and we're going to say, Tom, hey, we saw that you're recently looking at 123 Banana Street. We see that it's a 3-bed, 2-bath home, and it looks like it has a big backyard that you mentioned that you were interested in. It looks like you took a look at this property. Like, you want to go see this mornings or afternoons? Like, what works better for you? So the ISA, it's not just calling the pond leads, they're actually working inside of the IDX as well. So whether you decide to hire us to do this in the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine, or you do this is something that you should do, because this is Zillow's model, which is a multi-million dollar company. So take a page out of their book and implement that in your business. The next model I want to walk you through is kind of like the why. Like why even set this up? Like why not just rely on referrals? I'm going to explain that. Is because if over here we have the world. Now, the world is filled with people that we both either know or people that we don't know. Now, for the most part, what we've seen from working with some of the top agents from across the country, and even just agents in general, is they generally know what to do when they speak with somebody that they know. And maybe you're in the same circumstance, or maybe your team's in the same circumstance where like it's like, hey, if I get a referral, I know that the next step is I just naturally go show them homes. But what do I do when I speak to somebody that I don't know? And I think that this is part of the reason why it takes a longer time in order to get somebody that you don't know to a conversation. But the other element is like, what do I say? I'm going to walk you through that in another video, but it's super important. And I might even walk you through it in this video of around what to say and what our clients are saying. But in order to get more people that you don't know, which ultimately that's where the vast majority of the business is sitting, in the people that you don't know, in order to actually scale, like we only know so many people. Like I'll give you an example. We only know so many people that are actively relocating, that are actively, going through a divorce, that are actively going through a serious life event that requires them to downsize or upsize. Like we don't know that many people. And because we don't know that many people, it requires a system in order to drive conversion. So what is this? The system, like I mentioned earlier, is designed so that you can have more conversations. Because what ends up happening is when you have more first conversations, the people that you don't know will then connect you with people that you don't know. And that's where scale happens in a business. And the system, like I mentioned earlier, is your lifetime nurture. Your system is your speed and your frequency. So whether you decide for us to do this or yourself, these are the things that you need to install in your business in order to experience conversion. You need speed, you need frequency, you need lifetime nurture, you need ads, because ads help you build the database. And the third thing that you need is you need somebody to call. Because if we fundamentally believe that all conversion happens in conversation, and I've had way too many agents say to me, Cody, if I could just get in front of more people, belly to belly, face to face, I would have a significantly better business. Well, if that's the case, then we need to install a system. We need to install a system that nurtures and loves on people until they're ready, until they raise their hand. We need to do that with speed and with frequency. We need to have ads that are actually branded and exclusive to us, and we need to make the phone calls. And if we're not going to make the phone calls in order to have those conversations, we need to hire somebody. We need that middleman that comes in, that calls on your behalf, so that all you have to do is pick up your phone and continue with the conversation. What would that do for your business becomes my question. Maybe you're still asking yourself the question like, well, that's great. Why would I do this? Through working with hundreds and hundreds of agents and some of the top performing teams from across the country, I've come to realize something really, really interesting. Is that on average, coming back up here, the reason that with the people we don't know, the reason that we need systems and processes is the average PPC lead actually takes 640 days to convert. But that's where all the money is, of people that we don't know. But how do we do that? So the reason that I think so many agents fail with database building is they just don't know how this actually works. So the contract, there's 4 stages. There's the contract to close stage, which we talked about earlier. There's the education stage, which people just don't know what they don't know. Like buyers and sellers don't know many different things. They don't understand how to look at the market, how to understand interest rates, how to understand seller concessions, how to actually write an offer. Like, what are the things that you actually do? That requires education. And the other thing is, like, some people just need time. And I'm going to walk you through kind of what we've seen over a couple of years of like where the percentage of the marketplace is sitting. And some people are just going to say you're still going to want to nurture, but they just may never buy. You might have people in your database that are just never going to buy with you. And we know that, and we're okay with that. But in order to create more conversion, what we found is actually only 10% of the marketplace is sitting in the contract to close. So say, for example, you get a bunch of leads within a 6 to 12 month window, you might close less than 10% of them. Like in the contract to close phase is really only 10% of the marketplace. People that are set, and Zillow already has access to this database. Like, Zillow already has this because they're spending the money on the 10%. Because those 10% of people that are actively looking for properties, everyone's trying to go after this 10% of the pie. But that's not where the money's made, because there's so much money being thrown at 10% of the marketplace. Now, these are the people that are essentially saying, yes, hey, I'm ready to go right away. And Zillow is marketing to them. They're spending way more money than you ever could on ads. I can't spend as much money as Zillow can in order to acquire clients. I can't spend as much money as Realtor.com. It's just not possible. This is why having a system is so important, because we found 40% of the marketplace is sitting here, 40% of the marketplace is sitting here, and 10% of the marketplace is sitting here. So if we believe that to be true, we're going to spend a lot more time here and here on time and education. These are the people that say maybe. These are also the people that are saying maybe to you, or, later potentially. Well, we still need to wait in order to get in front of them, because that's where all the money's made. And these are just the people that say no. But over time, what we've come to realize is that when we spend time here in the education of the database, and we give them just a little bit of time, that's where we see more conversion. Like when we come back up here, the close, we can't just require somebody to just wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to buy a home with you. It requires lead gen. It requires speed. It requires frequency in order to get to the contract to close, which you do your best work there. So I hope this brought some value to you, to just explain kind of how the Sheridan Street Appointment Engine works and kind of like what it can do for you and your business. So what I want to do is obviously, like, once you get that first conversation, what a lot of clients say to us is like, okay, like I get this conversation, what do I do with them now? Like, how do I get them to an in-person meeting? We work with a lot of our clients on something we call the 7-figure playbook, where we actually work with them on a weekly basis on what to say, how to say it, and how to get more, essentially, appointments. Because, like I mentioned earlier, all conversion happens in conversation. We need more appointments. It's taking a lot more appointments in order to get a sale. It's taking a lot more conversation in order to get a sale right now, so we need to build a system. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you free access to our 7-figure appointment playbook. All you have to do is go find me on Instagram, go at CodMay and DM me the word playbook, and I'll get you access to this playbook for free. And I'm going to walk you through it really quickly on what exactly it is. So it's a playbook that we've developed with Sharon and our good friend Vikram. And the playbook essentially is for every 10 transfers or every 10 people out of the database that people are speaking with, when they use this playbook, they're getting about 4 to 7 to a meeting. Now imagine if you were having 4 to 7 more in-person meetings every single month. What would that do for your business? Like per agent, what would that do for your business? So DM me the word playbook and I'll get you access to that, and I'll show you exactly what to say, how to say it in order to actually speak to an online lead to get them to go to an in-person meeting. It's called the 7-figure appointment playbook. If you are a real estate agent that has at least 2,000 leads that are opt-in leads, so like Facebook, Google, ZBuyer, whatever, some sort of opt-in leads, You can scan this code and you can access a free trial with Sheridan Street. We'll show you exactly how the system works. You need to give us at least 2,000 leads from your database in order to do this free trial. We're going to show you exactly how we send transfers every single day for agents all across the country to get them to more people to speak with, because all conversion happens in conversation. And if you don't have 2,000 leads, you can scan to visit our website here, where you can speak to one of our members of our team. It's just sheridanstreet.io. You can speak to a member of our team about potentially getting you more appointments for your real estate business through generating leads on Facebook, Instagram, Google, TikTok. Tons of different opportunities for you to kind of jam with us. Number one, like I said, DM me and get access to the playbook for free. We generally charge for it, but because you're watching from this training, just DM me the word playbook and I'll get it for free. Scan this for a free trial, or scan this to visit our website. I want to say thank you for tuning in today. I hope you got a ton of value, and I hope that you are able to think about how to actually generate more appointments for your real estate business, whether it is hiring us, whether it's going and running this and setting up a similar system for yourself in real estate business, whatever works best for you. I want to honor you today for taking the time to learn a little bit more about what we do and how we do it. At the very least, DM me on Instagram. I'll get you access to the playbook. We can jam a little bit more there. We'll see you on the other side.